These two guys have Minnesota sports flowing in their veins. Mackey and Judd on Score North and ScoreNorth.com.
All right. We're awaiting our guy Judd here. He'll join sort of halfway through this OG Minnesota, I should say OG Score North podcast. Mackey and Judd. He's taping the second ever edition of Thor Talks Purple right now, which you can find on the Score North YouTube channel. Thor Talks Purple, Apple, Spotify. In a moment, we're going to bring in the most passionate Vikings fan we know, Dex. That's Randy in Cottage Grove, Randy Vikes 69. Nothing makes me feel better after a devastating, embarrassing Vikings loss than a Green Mill pizza.
There you go.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the Vikings lost? Boom. Let's put in a second one. Just eat through my football feelings. But, yeah, if you're looking for that iconic tavern-style Green Mill restaurant pizza that Minnesotans have come to know over the years, you can find it now in the freezer section of your local grocery store. Find, in addition to that, soft breadsticks and sauces from Green Mill. The Green Mill restaurant pizzas and more at your local grocer. Learn more at greenmillfoods.com. All right, the season's gone sideways. Let's bring our guy in here, Randy Vikes 69, Randy in Cottage Grove. It's been a while since we've done a stud stable. When they lose, he gives you the dud stable. How are you doing here 48 hours later, Randy?
It's way too many of these this year, and last year we had about had a couple, 2 or 3 of them, and that was about it. And that's because we had a professional operating the car, as they say, the offense, and didn't have that Sunday. Didn't have that Sunday. That they had another kid with a learner's permit. Trying to take a left turn down a wrong way and throw that shovel garbage, and that was I flipped over the bar stool. I kicked it over, and I cussed loud. We all cussed.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad one. I feel like the hype train for Max Brosmer went a little too far down the tracks before that game, Randy. I think maybe everyone put old Max in a bad spot going into Sunday.
Well, he's got a good mustache. Part of that facial hair he's got going, and so you get a sense of how somebody could think he's got a set to go with it, but he didn't do it. So he didn't do it Sunday. Didn't do it Sunday.
Oh, is that part of the equation? the ratio between if you have a badass mustache, you likely have a set of grapefruits to go along with it.
You're a little fearless, you know. You don't.
Okay. Well, I have a question for you, Randy. What do we think here then? With
can
my
you
mustache,
see Declan's mustache?
Can you see my mustache?
Looks like a decent. You might have a decent set, you know. Just get him out, give him a ball and put pressure on. He probably won't throw the shovel. I'll say that. Probably throw it out of bounds, take a sack. So that's the trouble with this guy is he they got the 2 in a row now. Can't operate the car. Darnold could operate it. Daniel Jones would have been able to operate it. Rodgers could operate it if he's here. It's a high tech offense, and it just takes people who can put the biscuit in the basket, put it on the money, and they're not doing that. There's so many guys flying wide open, and just the throws go 10 yards past. So what are you supposed to do?
You brought up his name. If Aaron Rodgers is a free agent, speaking of guys with mustache game, I mean, they flirted with him last offseason. I think Kevin O'Connell might have actually wanted that to happen a little bit. And then, I don't know. We don't know exactly how it played out. But would you be in or out on Aaron Rodgers being the Vikings quarterback in 2026, Randy?
I'd take a sniff. You know, I mean, he hates the Packers now, so he probably get jacked up for those 2 games, get good and amped up for those 2 games, and it couldn't be worse than what as they say 9 did in Lambeau the other day. So I take a sniff. What do you got to lose at this point? You know, I mean, 9, by the time he's playing relevant football again, he's probably going to have a second kid.
Wow.
So
Wow, dude. Wow. So wait, you don't think there's any hope? I know the Vikings can't make the playoffs, but these last 5 games, there's no hope in your mind that he could snap out of it and make you feel good about 9 going into 2026?
I mean, you can take a look at it, but you got Thielen. He said he asked out. He said, "I want out."
Yeah,
I'm sure
bailed.
Jefferson would like to if he could. Well, what's they're going to be what, a third or fourth worst cap space in the league next year. We're stuck. This is we're between, as they say, a rock and a hard place, and I don't know. It sucks. Whole thing sucks. The whole team is to blame. In fact, go ahead and fire up the stable, and we'll
Okay.
we'll,
Oh,
we'll
wow,
go.
okay.
And looks like Judd's gonna jump in here just in time for the dud stable here too. So Judd, you're gonna be graced with a Week 13 dud stable from
That'd be
Randy
Jeff.
and Jeff. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Jeff
that's
is joining, Randy.
My bad. Sorry. Yeah. So
Hey,
here you go.
Jeff.
The floor is yours,
Hi, Jeff.
Randy, for the Week 13, whatever, 12, 13, Week 13 dud stable. Here we go.
This is what we saw again on sort of the late slot. A lot of people around the country watching that game, not just here, not just Seattle. A lot of people. That was a sort of a featured matchup, and we pooped our pants again. We did it again, and we showed everybody that there's a lot of blame to go around. It was a total team effort on this one. Total team effort on this one, not just the shovel pass. Not just the shovel pass. In fact, if you were wearing purple on Sunday, buckle up. This is a dud stable.
Here we go.
Jordan-
Here's the,
all right.
here's the dud stable.
Yeah.
Jordan Addison, dud.
Yeah.
Jonathan Allen,
Oh,
dud. Tyler Batty,
wait a minute.
dud.
Wait a minute.
Okay, we're moving pretty fast here.
Blake
Tyler
Brandel.
Batty.
No.
Dud.
I think I know what he's doing.
Max Brosner, dud.
Is he reading the roster
Oh,
alphabetically?
Blake Cashman,
Yep.
dud. Cass Chambliss, dud.
Ooh. I don't know who that is.
Christian
I don't even know who that
Darrisaw,
is.
dud. Andrew DePola, dud.
Wow.
Ty Felton, dud.
Should we let him keep
Will
reading the
Fries,
entire roster?
dud. Jonathan Grenard, dud. CJ Ham, dud.
Yeah.
Javon Hargrave, dud. TJ Hawkinson, dud. Joe Huber, dud. Tyrion Ingram Dawkins, dud.
Wow, nailed that pronunciation.
Didn't even
Donovan
play.
Jackson, dud. Theo Jackson, dud. Justin Jefferson,
No.
dud.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Aaron Jones, dud.
Didn't even stop.
I got hurt.
Michael Jurgens, dud.
There we go.
Ryan Kelly, dud.
Guy's a
Austin
warrior.
Keys, dud. Jordan Mason, dud. JJ McCarthy, dud.
Didn't play.
Dwight McLaughlin, dud.
He's back.
Joshua
He is
Tellis,
He's
dud.
back. Got him. He's back.
Fabian Morneau, dud.
More no.
Moreau. Yeah.
Byron
Justin
Burby
Morneau,
Jr.,
too.
dud.
Justin Moreau.
Justin Morneau, dud.
Jalen Naylor, dud.
Brian Dozier.
Josh Oliver, dud. Brian O'Neill, dud.
He's going to do the whole roster.
Ivan Pace,
Oh, boy.
dud. Miles Price, dud. Jalen Redmond,
Oh, no.
No, dude.
dud. Will Reichert, dud.
Oh, what's wrong with Will?
Bo Richter, dud.
He's melting down.
Isaiah Rogers, dud. He started out
emotional.
the season good. He's a dud now again.
Yeah, dude hasn't done anything since he had the best game in
Levi
NFL
Drake
history.
Rodriguez, dud. Walter Rose, dud. Xavier Scott, dud. Ben Sims, dud. Justin
Ben Sims?
School, dud. Harrison
Who's
Smith,
Ben Sims?
dud. Trevier Thomas, dud. Dallas Turner, dud. Andrew
I-
Van Jinkles, dud.
Turner's
Jay
pretty
Ward, dud. Elijah Williams, dud.
He's back.
Eric Wilson, dud. Josh Wolford, dud. Ryan Wright, dud. Ben Yursasek, dud. Whole
Is he
thing's a
just-
dud.
awesome. Is he doing the IR list too?
Dud
Practice
Chandler,
squad?
dud.
No.
he's-
Okay. All right.
He's on the IR.
Okay.
Dud.
So we get it. There we go.
Randy, it's okay.
Wait, is he still there?
He might be.
Kevin Bartholomew. Judd.
Now he's gone.
No, he's
Now
gone.
he's gone. Now he's
Oh
gone.
God.
He's just going practice
He
squad.
started crying. I was very concerned he wasn't going to make
Oh,
it through the
man.
dud, the
Corey
largest
Kiner,
dud stable
Dud,
ever.
Bryson Nesbitt. Is it Sion Taki?
Didn't Bryson get picked up by like the Rams? I think he's gone.
Who, Bryson Nesbitt?
What? One of their tight ends got picked off.
He's on the practice squad right
by
now.
the
He's
Rams.
Did he? Okay.
I don't even know
Wow.
who it is though.
Wow, he went unprecedented. He
The
just gave
first?
us a 53-man dud stable right there. Unprecedented.
Oh boy,
Randy Vikes, 69.
that's tough.
I think he started to choke up a little at the end there.
Did.
He held it together pretty well for the first part. He got emotional there at the end. So,
Nick
yeah.
Vanette.
Oh, they
Bryson
got
Nesbitt.
they got my
The
guy.
Rams. The Rams sniped him
When did that
guy.
happen?
last week at some point. It was very quiet. Under the radar move that only ball knowers saw coming.
Oh, I feel like I have a write that down prediction that Nick Van Et's going to score a touchdown for the Vikings. I mean, they could still find it. He could find a way back. But you know what? He's also like old and looking
Yeah.
for him. Him and Adam Thielen are like rats on a ship, just bailing. How do you feel about Thielen bailing on this? And then at the end of his statement, said, "Don't worry, guys. I'll be back. I'll be back
I
for
know.
retirement."
I know. This is
You
the.
know what? Let you stay away for a minute.
I love at the end of the day from some of these guys, I love I'll be back. Don't worry about it.
If you can't love me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. Adam.
Well, there's a conversation about him as well and the Ring of Honor.
do you think that's
But-
a conversation?
What do you mean?
I think
that
he's
it's-
in, right? Isn't
He's
he?
in. He's a lock. It's
There's
yes.
There's a lot of guys. There's some guys that belong in who aren't in.
Yeah, and like those guys are going to get in, right? Like Antoine Winfield should be in. But you could argue that Adam Thielen's career is kind of similar, like as a Viking, to Winfield's career, right? It's like
just
a
saying.
really good, solid player.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
When
I
you
think-
tell
Greenway
me
will
you'll be
get
back,
in.
yes, Chad will. When you tell me you'll be back, I don't know. Rubs
Isn't
me
he
the wrong way.
he's the Chad Greenway offensive version? Aren't they both kind of like upper Midwest guys who are really good, not Hall of Fame players, but
Yeah, I think
they were
there's a
longtime Vikings?
There's a lot less entitlement from Chad Greenway.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I
it's
think
more
I think
that
your
it's
your attitude.
personal
Yeah, it's your
vendetta.
personal
I'm
against
just
the
saying.
Vikings.
Well, the Ring of
You're not
Honor
just
is
saying,
very.
you are insinuating.
Wait,
that
you don't think there's personal agenda with like Chris Carter, or did he write his greatness rose?
Oh, his greatness
above
rose
the
above
level?
it. Oh God, yeah. Oh, yeah. Do not. Yes.
I
Yes,
agree,
He's
by the way.
great.
I'm
He's
not
a
saying
Hall
Chris
of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer. Quite frankly, what I'm the most curious about is, if we go down this path, when are they going to honor Adrian Peterson?
Well, he's become kind
I
of
know.
toxic in terms of
Yeah.
he keeps getting
I
arrested.
know, but I
and-
mean, he has to be like he is probably a Hall of Fame running back.
Yeah.
he is. I mean, he is a
is.
Hall of Fame
Right.
running back.
He is a Hall
Well,
of Fame.
but that's my point. Is like you can't. Yes, Chris Carter. Do I like Chris Carter as a person? No. Does his greatness overcome anything? Absolutely.
Do you have, because you just came over from Thor Talks Purple, and I'm assuming you guys talk some Thielen. If we transition into the statements part of Mackey and Judd here, do you have, it feels like you've got some Thielen stuff that you want to get off your chest.
Oh, I'm annoyed by him. I'm annoyed by the first time, and I know it was financial, but the first time around, his wife was going on socials and like insinuating this stuff about the Vikings. It's this. I'm special to the community. I belong. This is where I need to play. And then his wife, to her credit, I think backed off a lot, right? And then he gets let go with 5 games left. Which, by the way, I'm not buying the story. I think something else transpired. Like the Vikings are trying to make it sound like it was this clean. Well, we're going to let him catch on with a team that's a contender. Okay, let me break this down for you. What contender's going to want a guy who can barely play?
Yeah. Get his ass.
So just don't give me this crap. And there's always been a certain faction of guys that annoy me because it feels like they feel like I belong here. This is where I play. I'll be back. Don't you worry about it. I'll be back. Dude,
Kyle
you were a
Rudolph.
good player.
Say his name.
Adam Thielen was never as
Jason
good as
Zucker.
Stephon Diggs. Oh, Kyle Rudolph drives me crazy. Jason Zucker pulled the same stuff with the Wild, drove me absolutely crazy. But Stephon Diggs was always the better player, okay? And Thielen contributed, and he's a great story. I take nothing away from that. But this whole thing, and he did it again with the I'll be back now. And when he's let go with 5 games left, are you guys really buying that that this whole thing was let me go so I can sign with a contender? And, if it was the delusional amount, I mean, I would like to sit down with him then and be like, we need to talk about where you are in life right now, buddy boy.
I have a statement. I am going to answer your question with a statement of my own here in a minute. Do you have your notes for MSP Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Judd? About your favorite HVAC company?
I don't. They're in my notebook right now, but that's not a problem. You know why? Because I can tell you from firsthand experience. Do you know who has been in this state since 1918 and belongs here?
Adam Thielen.
And they will come back to your house if you need them. MSP Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Absolutely outstanding. And now you're saying very fairly, Sports Dad, how do you know this? How do you know that they're outstanding? I'm going to tell you, a couple of winters ago, I had my furnace went on the fritz. It was a Saturday. First call, MSP. Guess what? They came to my house. They fixed it. Now that was not a calamity, but I'm going to tell you right now, the cold is here to stay. And if you are having HVAC problems, that can lead to very expensive repairs, but not if you get MSP on the case. They by the way, also are the local Carrier dealer, Carrier and MSP. I'm going to tell you right now, a winning combination. So call MSP.com. Call MSP.com. And tell them that the Sports Dad said that they are the best in town.
Yeah. Hey, it's uncomfortable, guys, to talk about colonoscopies. It's not the most fun subject, but if you are over the age of 45, it is a test or a procedure, if you will, that can detect and prevent colon cancer. Could be a game-changing, life-saving thing for you. And Minji Digestive Health is here to help you with the process. I know what you're thinking. It takes a long time. The prep is a pain in the arse, pun intended. But that's what's great about Minji. Their colonoscopy prep uses a sports drink mixture that patients actually prefer, and the screening itself is quick and painless. And colon cancer doesn't start showing symptoms until it's at an advanced stage. So the sooner you get screened, the better, starting at age 45. Don't put it off. Schedule your game-changing, potentially life-saving colonoscopy at Minji.com. That's MNGI.com. MNGI.com. Okay. Methinks that Adam Thielen thought he was joining a Super Bowl contender when he sort of pushed his way to come back to the Vikings. I think we all thought he was joining maybe a Super Bowl contender if they could get some semblance of quarterback play, and obviously everybody involved was wrong about that, that thought that. And then I think as the season progressed and it just became obvious that he wasn't going to get playing time, I think it became obvious to the Vikings too that he can't get separation, at least in this system. Like, he was unable to get. He had 11 catchable targets, so not that many. He dropped 3 of them. Bad drop on 2 weeks ago against the Packers too, and he only had 10 yards after the catch on the 8 balls that he did catch. So the Vikings are like, oh, there's not a whole lot there. But I think Adam, and maybe his ego, caught a case of the F-its, because the 2 things that happened that week, like 3 weeks ago, where he goes after the official for calling the penalty on it was like a crackback block or something. And he loses his mind and goes apoplectic, and then goes on KFXN radio and bitches about the officials and starts clowning them. That is something that either a young, immature rookie would do, like just kind of obliviously say. He knows better than to do both of those things, especially going on the radio, unless he reached the point in his career, ego-wise, maybe even entitlement-wise, where he said, I don't give a rip anymore. I don't care if I get fined. I don't care if I get suspended. And, hey, this team doesn't give a rip about me because I'm not playing, so I'm going to say what I think. I think he stopped giving a rip about what anyone thinks with the Vikings or anybody a few weeks ago. And then from there, probably started making some noise with his agent, Blake. I don't know, maybe Blake can correct some of this off the record or on the record. But I think he was probably pissed about his role.
Yep.
And it kind of boiled over there on the radio and on the field. And this is the result.
I love this. I think this is exactly right. I think this is exactly right. And then he's a healthy scratch in Seattle, and O'Connell's like, it was a football decision. And then the next day, I think you
Word
nailed
is
it.
he did. Maybe they confirm this, that he did ask for his release before the deactivation on Sunday.
Right.
So
right. I think you nailed it. I think you nailed it. I think he melted down. I think he had a hissy fit and melted down. And again, just stick it out. Like, you got traded back here. It's your hometown team. Yeah, it's not going well for you, but how do you think Justin Jefferson feels? Stick it out. And I think you nailed it. I think you're exactly right. And at the end of the day, it is what it is, to use a cliche too, because he's an aging player. Like, he was never going to give you a ton. I will say this on the episode that I just recorded with Thor of Thor Talks Purple. He gives insight into the trade going back to when the trade was made. That is very interesting. I will just tease it because it's Thor stuff. But he has some insight into what transpired for that trade to happen. And it's worth a listen.
Nice.
Wow. Thor Talks Purple, Score North YouTube channel, Apple, and Spotify. New to the Score North portfolio.
Thor's got moles. There's no question about it. And I don't mean mold in his house. I mean, he's got moles in the building.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't have mold. We need him. Mold's not good.
All right. Statements. Anybody else got any statements?
Yeah, I got one. I was watching MLB Network yesterday, and I kind of knew this. I kind of already knew it, but I didn't really gravitate towards it. I think this might be one of the worst first-time ballot Hall of Fame selections that are entering the Hall of Fame chat. Yeah. I think this might be the weakest. It's the weakest breed for a first-time. Write it down. There will be no one that's first ballot. The only one that might have even a remote shot is Cole Hamels, and Cole Hamels is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. I actually do think there's probably a case to be made he does eventually get in the Hall of Fame. He got a 59 WAR, which is pretty solid. He won a World Series. He's a lefty. Like, there's things that he might be able to do to get in. He's not first ballot. The next guy is Ryan Braun, and even though he had a great MVP year, he ain't getting in. There's
no way.
And I think after that, like, the next biggest name is like Edwin Encarnacion, Sin-Soo Choo. We're talking Alex Gordon, Hall of very good, certainly not Hall of Fame good. There won't be even I'm curious to see what Hamels even gets percentage-wise on his first ballot. This is the weakest first-time ballot class. Next year, Buster Posey will waltz into the Hall of Fame. And then I think the year after that, like Pujols and Yachty, again, hand in hand, will basically walk into the Hall of Fame. But this year, it is going to be tough sledding. It's going to be the other guys like Andrew Jones that have come up just short. Does Carlos Beltran get in this time? This might be the weakest first-time Hall of Fame ballot class I can ever remember.
In 21, no one elected. No one.
Yeah.
So like the existing.
In terms of guys that were previously on the ballot, Carlos Beltran feels like he's going to get in. He was 70% of the vote, like fourth year on the ballot. Mm-hmm. I think Andrew Jones is a Hall of Famer personally, but
he is a Hall of Famer. I don't know what we're thinking here.
This is going to be his 9th year on the ballot, and he's kind of creeping his way up. And then you've got a couple guys who should be Hall of Famers, but steroids are keeping him out, like A-Rod, Manny Ramirez. This will be his 10th and final year on the ballot. Andy Pettit probably would be a Hall of Famer if not for steroid emission. But yeah, to your point about the other first timers, it's funny where they draw the line too. Like why? Like Rick Porcello and Daniel Murphy are on the ballot. What? Like why? How do they determine? Like, okay, where do we draw the line for who's on the ballot and who's not on the ballot? I don't know. But Cole Hamels feels like Hall of pretty good. Ryan Braun, even if he didn't have the steroid stuff, probably doesn't qualify on that level to be a Hall of Famer. So yeah, man, it's going to be a kind of a down year. So Omar Vizquel is an interesting one. 9th year on the ballot, but he's only at 17%, so the people have kind of spoken.
No.
I
Off the
always
field
thought,
things
like,
for him too, right? I think he's had some subsequent off the field in retirement things that aren't helping his cause.
I've always thought, though, that he's one of the greatest defensive players of
For sure.
the last 30 or 40 years, and maybe that would get him in. But yeah, if it's not Beltran and Andrew Jones, we might be looking at another 2021 situation
Shut up.
for sure. Yeah,
I'm okay
it's
with that.
kind of crazy. Who else is on? Who else? Dustin Pedroia, 2nd year on the ballot, 11%. Mark Burley
No.
got 11%.
I love Mark Burley though, man. Hall of pitch fast.
Torrey Hunter, 5%, 6th year on the ballot. He's not a Hall of Famer, but he's probably a Hall of Very Gooder.
Yep.
But the fact that Torrey Hunter is on the ballot for a 6th time and kind of hanging around there at the bottom edges, and Johan Santana didn't even get to a second ballot
That's
is
ridiculous.
a travesty.
Oh, yeah.
Ridiculous.
So dumb.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. That's not even debatable at this point. Okay, so here's mine. My statement is this: we got to have standards, folks. We've discussed this before, but I am forced. I am compelled. I'm compelled by my sports wisdom to bring this back. Field storming. Okay. So the Gophers beat Nebraska, and I get it. You storm the field. You beat Nebraska. The Wisconsin Badgers, who you beat on Saturday, are 2-7, 4-8 overall. They are a complete joke. You didn't win a game, and I mean, this goes beyond the scope of my point, but you didn't win a game on the road all season long. Good, you beat Bucky, but this is 1988 again, ladies and gentlemen.
So is this take, by the way. This
Stay
take
off,
is from
stay
1988.
off
You
the
boomer.
have some pride, students. Have some pride, adults. Stay off the field when you beat a bad team. Here's what should happen. If you storm the field for a team, if you beat a team below 500 and storm the field, $5 million fine. $5 million
for
fine.
who?
For the school. So the school has to hire horses, it has to hire security. I want the fine to be so bad that the school basically has to shut down because you stormed the field for beating a complete embarrassment of a program.
Such a boomer take. Okay. How was
I'm a
your
boomer.
life negatively affected? The Gen X take. Gen X take.
Because I'm embarrassed.
You Gen X? You're Gen X, right?
Yeah, 1969.
You're like- okay.
I'm Gen X. I think the boomers ended in 65.
Could I argue that the word storm was not applicable in this? If you watch the way that it happened, it was like people kind of calmly like walked and jumped onto the field, and it wasn't like, when I think storming, I think everyone sprints to the middle to quickly celebrate and maybe tear down a goal
They went on
post.
the field.
It was almost like people casually just went on the field to take part in the
What is
final
this,
Gopher
what is this, a
win
picnic?
of the season.
This is a damn picnic?
Stay
off my field.
I'm never going to complain about this because I don't want to take for granted that the Gophers currently own Wisconsin. They are currently, even though they probably should have had another win or two, maybe you could argue they should have been an 8 or a 9 win team, and we can poke at that a little bit.
Right.
But I mean, I grew up in an era like 80s into the 90s where they weren't even close to bowl games most years. And the fact that they are regularly, the bar is set now where PJ is going to bowl games all the time, beating Wisconsin on a regular basis, I'm fine celebrating it. In
fairness, now we have multiplied bowl games so much that the word is there's going to be one in my backyard here.
Okay,
this year.
let's take bowl games out the table. Just say 7 wins on a regular basis or more.
Here's the thing. I think field storming, if you beat an opponent and it's an opponent that is actually good, but if it's below 500, if you storm a field or if you go on the field, huge fine to the school, so they have every reason to keep you off. It's embarrassing. This is my home state. Have some pride. Wisconsin's awful. You didn't storm the field in 88 back when they sucked and you beat them, or you didn't go on the field back then. This is not a boomer take. This is not a Gen X take. This is a have some pride take.
What does it matter? It's the last game of the season. They
Because
also went, Judd, they went, when Wisconsin had their recent run, I was 11 years old in 2003, or about to turn 11 years old, right? Yeah, about to turn 11 years old. And then they didn't win that X again until I was 2 years out of college.
They went from the field.
Yes, and that's
fine.
But
Right.
it's the X. It's the longest rivalry in college football. If some dummy if dummies want to storm the field or college kids want to storm the field, I don't care. I don't care.
To add to that, I encourage it because I think it would look weird. So you win the axe, and it's the stamp on the end of a season. You win the axe, you bury your biggest rival again, you own them, and then the players all run to the goalpost and they kind of pretend to chop the tree down.
Right.
It would look weird if it was just like 15 players passing the axe around. I think it heightens the fun axe chopping celebration if a bunch of fans are around congregating.
You know what?
It doesn't, dude. People weren't celebrating no one has a false belief that was like beating a top 5 team. Everyone recognized we get Wisconsin's down. The Gophers should have won the game. They did. Let's go have a little fun, ending the season on a high note.
As a sports dad, it is just a complete embarrassment that our standards are that low. Go to the bar, get drunk, don't drive home.
Oh, they did that
Stay
too, I think.
off the field. Wisconsin, seriously, I mean the Badgers. I'm sort of sad about this. I'm sort of sad about this to watch the Badgers be this pathetic.
I think it's overdue. Quite frankly, I think they've been awfully haughty for a long time. They did beat a couple ranked teams.
They beat a couple ranked teams. I don't know. They might be able to come back a little bit next year.
Yeah,
that's my college football take.
I don't know about.
Here's what I want to see. I want to see. We should give Judd a taser, and it's a game of whack-a-mole. You just sit out there and you just go tasing people who are running on the field.
Bang, 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 bang.
I would take that if I could get a taser. I would take that. And you know what I would do actually? I would exclusively just start with adults.
Okay.
With adults, because at least college kids are dumb. They don't know, they're kids. But anyway, I'm here to tell you, college kids, if it's a bad team, stay off the field. Don't storm.
Have fun. Live your life.
Don't do
Enjoy the moment. Celebrate success.
Handle things, because if you do this for Wisconsin now, when the Gophers actually, like the Penn State game in 19, that was awesome.
It was great.
Every time you set foot on the field after a win against a bad team, you denigrate the memory of the Penn State game. You denigrate it. You're lowering your standards. They're so low now that you basically are crapping on the greatest moments in Gopher football. How does that feel?
All right, let us know in the comment section here. Score North YouTube channel.
And by the way,
is Sports Dad just being an old Gen X boomer?
And by the way, shout out Lane Kiffin. Never change, because you're never going to. Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss. I've matured. I've learned from my previous mistake. Chip Scoggins, nicest guy in the world, still will never forgive him for basically leaving Tennessee in the middle of the night.
He's on the Mount Rushmore of assholes in sports. I'm just gonna say that he's on the Mount Rushmore. Like, he is firmly on the Mount Rushmores of a-holes.
It's true.
Not even close.
Did you see he turned over to the AD during his press conference, and he was like, I don't make these decisions because of money. I told Jimmy Sexton, who's like the power agent of all college coaches.
Yeah, he was Mason.
I don't want to. It's not about the money. I don't even know. He goes, I don't even know. This is a bad financial thing for me, but I don't even know what I make. I have no idea. It's like, that's clearly a lie, and it's fine. Like, whatever. He's like, it's about the money for the kids. Okay, lead with that. Yeah, the reason I went to LSU is because they've got $50 million more or whatever it is in NIL money. That's the straight up truth, period. But yeah.
Imagine going from Brian Kelly to him. You talk about two a-holes, to quote Jacqueline.
And how desperate LSU is.
That's back-to-back a-holes.
Family.
Yeah. And what's funny is, just like Nick Saban, who advised Kiffin to take this job after being on ESPN, like, if things go, let's say things go well for Kiffin for a couple of years, and that Bama job opens up, you know that Kiffin is eyeing the Bama job, and he can't get the Bama job until it either opens or you go to a different step, and that's LSU. So, anyways, all right, dudes. Well, Sports Dad, let him know. Is your Sports Dad right or wrong?
Storm the field when it's appropriate. Ask Sports Dad before he'll tell you yes or no.
Dad,
I'm like a weatherman.
Dad?
Green or red?
Dad?
Green or red? Green or red?
Dad?
Go?
Can we go?
Or stay? Go or stay? I'm like Tommy Watkins was.
The OG Score North podcast. Mackey and Judd. See you.